Welcome to Away with Yin. I'm Andy, and I'm so happy and so thankful you decided to join me for this Yin yoga practice all about the hips. A couple of quick things before we get started. You will need a strap for this practice. I'm using a dog leash just to prove to you that you can be creative with your props. And please gather a set of blocks and a bolster as well. One other thing is we will be taking frog pose in this practice. So if you've never taken frog before, you might check out the short that I made, breaking the pose down. The link will be in the description. Awesome. Let's officially get started by finding reclined butterfly. Lying down on your back, bringing the soles of your feet together, letting the knees fall apart. And if you're already feeling a tug or resistance in your legs or your hips, bring a set of blocks beneath the knees and maybe bring your hands to your torso as we begin practice by connecting to our breath. As we inhale, feeling the torso rise and expand. And as we exhale, feeling the torso soften and settle back in towards our center. Nothing else is required of you at this moment other than breathing and breathing past your chest, past your belly, and down into your hips and your low back. If you haven't done so already, you're welcome to let that intentional breath go, letting the breath come back to its normal, natural rhythm, and maybe choosing to open the arms wide. So, starting to feel into the chest, the collarbones, as well as continuing to feel this subtle opening through our hips. Now that we've been here for a while, we can move deeper into our hips by shifting our blocks out from beneath the knees and just noticing how that changes sensation through your low body and maybe even through your upper body as well. By letting our bones be still and surrendered to gravity, the stillness really gives rise and clarity to the sensations that we're feeling beneath our skin. And always remember that to feel something is to understand something. And through this practice of yin, we're learning how to deeply listen and understand ourselves. With your next exhale breath, take the arms down to your sides to encourage the knees back together, maybe taking just one leg at a time. And we get to settle in the rebound of our butterfly, feeling how the sensation has already changed through our hips and our low back. As we get ready for our next shape, bring your blocks on either side of your body. They don't need to be touching, but a fair distance away. We might like to use them for this next shape. You may also gather your strap and let's lasso our right foot with our strap, reaching the bottom of the foot up towards the sky, not locking the knee, keeping a big bend, if not a micro bend, as we spend a few moments becoming familiar with the hamstring. We won't be here forever, but one really helpful tip when using the strap is to let your elbows rest on the floor, especially if you have sensitive wrists. This really helps take some of the stress out of your wrists as well as your hands. Great. Now taking both ends of your strap into your right hand, open the left arm out to the side to act as a counterbalance before letting the extended leg fall open out to the side. And just like before, keep as generous a bend in the knee as you need. And you'll see that I like to use the strap alongside a block by letting the foot or the leg rest on the block. This really helps me not go too far too fast in the pose and really honor that ability to move slowly. We're looking for sensation not only through the back of the leg, but also the inside line. And one last helpful tip in honor of moving slowly, your left knee can stay bent as long as you need. I like to let that knee fall over towards the left to also act as a counterbalance to help keep the hips level with the floor. But at any point in time when you feel ready, you could let the left leg extend long against the floor. To release the pose, let's go slowly, starting by bending your right knee. As you bend your knee, you might even remove your foot out of the strap and really gently bring that knee back to meet the left. Bending through both of your knees, feet flat against the floor. Taking a brief yet powerful moment to absorb the rebound. Next, we'll take spinal twist over to the left. I will guide you through twisted roots. For this option, take your right knee and cross it directly over the left. Once you have that, shift your hips over to the right to make more space for your knees to fall over to the left. If this feels like too much, of course, you can always stack the knees or take a different option instead. But also try maybe supporting your knees with a block or a folded blanket to really take some of the edge off of the pose. And like always, allowing yourself to slowly meet sensation. The left hip is grounded, and the intention is that our opposite right shoulder is grounding towards the floor. If the shoulder feels rather lifted, you might uncross your legs, taking a different option with the legs, or you could always bring a prop underneath your shoulder to support it, just bringing the earth higher up to meet you. Always remember that the more we support ourselves, the more we relax, and the more we relax, the more we receive. Let this be your last inhale breath, and with the exhale, taking one knee back to center at a time, feeling your low back flat against the earth. Your choice if the knees stay bent or the legs fall long, but take a moment not just to absorb the rebound, but to also feel and sense into the outer hips and the low back. Maybe noticing that one side of your low back is sinking deeper into the floor than the opposite. Now we repeat all of those postures on the second side. Bend into both of your knees, locate your strap, and wrap your strap around your left foot, encouraging the leg to reach up towards the sky. All we're looking for is sensation through the hamstring as well as the calf. Take one last breath in, and with your exhale, letting the extended leg fall open to the side. For counterbalance, you might open the right arm maybe letting the bent knee fall to the right also. The intention is that our hips are level with the floor, and not only are we feeling something through the hamstring, the calf, but now a louder sensation along the inner leg line. And not so loud or uncomfortable that we can't relax, but just enough sensation that the shape feels interesting. If this feels like too much work for your left hand and wrist, remember that you can bring a prop beneath your extended leg just to take some of the edge off. Again, we always want to be able to relax into the pose. That's how we receive the most benefit. To move safely out of the pose, we do so slowly, bending the left knee and letting it join the right knee. For this brief moment to absorb sensation, absorb the rebound, the ripple that you feel throughout your tissues. Moving into your version of spinal twist next. If you're joining me in twisted roots, cross your left knee on top of the right, just like you're seated in a chair. And everyone, shift your hips over to the left to make more space for your knees to fall to the right. Remember, if the earth feels a little far away, you can always perch your legs on a blanket or a block, just as a way to bring the earth closer to you. The props are here to help us on our journey of meeting sensation. It doesn't mean that they have to stay supporting us the entire time. They're there until sensation starts to quiet. And once sensation quiets, it's your choice if you want to stay in that quiet place or if you'd like to journey deeper, bringing sensation back into the body by changing the orientation of your props or removing them altogether. Take a deep breath into your belly and notice that the compression in your belly allows for that breath to extend or reach into your low back. It might feel like breathing a fresh breath into your low back or your left kidney. Starting to ease your way out of the posture one leg at a time until the low back is flush with the mat. And as you feel, sense, and notice, maybe the low back feels more balanced now. One side isn't sinking more deeply than the other. And if so, the contrast isn't as stark. Take a deep breath in, and with your exhale, roll onto one side of your body. In the side lying child's pose, breathe in and out of your back, no longer restricted by the floor. And once you have found the courage, we'll press ourselves away from the floor, starting to prepare for frog pose. And once again, if you haven't checked out my short on frog pose, please do so. I go into more detail about how to make this posture work for your body. But what we're looking to do is to rest our torso on a prop, if it's a bolster or a set of blocks, and we're trying to widen the knees apart. We want our knees to be in line with our hips. If not, the knees can reach a little closer towards your shoulders. The inside of your shin rests against the floor, your ankle below your knee, and the inside of your feet grounded against the floor. If this feels like too much for your legs, you can always bring the tops of the feet against the earth and maybe bring your feet together. The knees don't have to go as wide. And if you're still feeling like the earth is really far away, you can bring a set of blocks beneath your bolster to rise the bolster even higher. And if you're on the flip side and you want to journey lower, you can always move the props away or maybe trade them for a blanket, if not the floor itself. And lastly, we can either ground down through our forehead, if not one cheek. And once we've been here for a while, I will cue you when to ground down through the opposite cheek if you're looking to find balance through the neck. And let's take the opposite cheek to the mat, to the prop. And please remember that in a shape like frog pose, there is nothing to prove. There's nothing we're looking to aspire to. There's just a slow journey deeper into the inner legs, as well as the pelvic floor or the tissues of the groin. So, this is a very vulnerable posture, and not just because we're opening those tissues, but also because we're stressing the knee and the ankle joints. So if you are in any resemblance of pain, do not remain. But also remind yourself that you can do challenging things. You can face discomfort. And not only that, you can work through discomfort because by facing it and working through it, we come out a stronger and braver individual. And frog pose won't be challenging forever. For now, all we can do is breathe, relax, and surrender into gravity. You thought you released your postures slow before, but now make this even slower. You might start by rising your chest, setting yourself up on your forearms as you just slowly inch one leg at a time back behind you. Once the legs are safely back behind you, you can press your hips up and back into child's pose. And to feel a stretch into our spine as well as our low back, keep your knees together. The arms might reach up overhead. Maybe you clasp opposite elbows to rest your forehead on, or you might even take your hands and let them reach back towards your toes. Your body, as well as your senses, deserve this time to absorb that intense, powerful frog pose. In child's pose, feel your breath up and down your spine, as well as in and out of the hips. With your next inhale breath, carefully rise onto your hands and knees, and you decide if there's any movement you'd like to take from hands and knees. If it's cat, cow, extending the legs long behind you one at a time. Otherwise, you might join me in lying down on the floor, bending the knees and sweeping them from side to side. Once you are satisfied with any movements, honor your practice by moving into Shavasana pose, this place of integration where we let our body filter the practice, integrating what it is that we need to take with us and letting whatever it is we need to leave behind fall away. Taking a deep breath in, letting the body know it's time to wake up. And from that deep breath, sweep thumb across fingerprints, shake the head from side to side, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, circle wrists, circle ankles, and full body stretch as you inhale the fingers overhead, point through the toes. One last exhale breath out. Choose to end your practice lying down or roll onto one side and meet me in a comfortable seat. From this comfy seat, inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. And thank you all so much for your time, your energy, and your trust. Consider liking this video, leaving me a comment, or subscribing. And regardless of all those things, from my heart to yours, thank you and take care.